Welcome back to On the Kase, people. I'm so excited to be here. I know I've said this in a couple of recent episodes, but I'm finally in the swing of things, okay? It's season 3 and I'm only actually starting to get excited now. I know that kind of sounds bad, but for the first season, I was absolutely useless. If you haven't listened to it, feel free to go back. There is some juicy episodes in there. Good guests, but I was just so bad. I'd literally stop after every sentence. And then season 2, I was very much let me get a guest every single week so that I can detract from the fact that I'm on my own here. Well, Paul's here. He hates when I say I'm on my own. And season 3 now, I'm like, you know what? Who cares? I feel like I had a couple of guests lined up and they all ended up cancelling or rescheduling. So I was like, oh shit, I kind of have to talk on my own now. And now not that I prefer doing it on my own, but I'm just comfortable doing it on my own. So anyways, today's episode, there's actually so many random things that's going to be going on, which you'll see shortly. But first, we're going to catch up on Amsterdam. I'm just back from my holidays. So sad to be back, guys. We had such a good time, okay? So I was going for 4 nights. Booked it for Uncle Pat's birthday. I got so many questions on the hotel. We were staying in the Intel hotels, it's called. I think it's like a chain of hotels. But it's the landmark one, if that's any use to anybody. But yeah, it had the jacuzzi in the room, sauna in the room, it was a whole thing. Actually, side note, guys, I just want to say something real quick. I'm wearing a new tracksuit. I just threw it on in the bathroom. Got it on TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop. It's so comfortable. I just feel like I'm sitting in a little cloud sitting here. So if you're watching on YouTube, you will see that. Okay, anyway, moving back to my story. So yeah, Amsterdam. We went on Friday morning. I drove myself and Uncle Pat to the airport, left my car there, and my dad was going to pick it up for me so that I didn't have to pay for 4 days parking or whatever. And yeah, flight over was grand, went so quick. It was literally an hour and a half, fell asleep for the whole thing, got to Amsterdam and was ready to start our trip. So we get into the Uber to the hotel and my manager, Sarah, texts me. You might know Sarah as in I always call her my TikTok manager, but she's technically my agent, right? She was on the podcast before and she was like, hey, so you're all set for Tuesday. I can talk about it now because it's over and it's been dealt with. So basically for Tuesday, I had scheduled a meeting at 12:30 with Benefit. I'm doing a bit of work with Benefit this year, which is so exciting because I've loved their makeup since I was a child. And I also had an ad to film, edit, send for approval, and post that day, right? For Pennies. This is my first ad for Pennies. So exciting. They were on my goals to work with last year. Didn't end up happening. And then this year I put on my goals again. Did a couple of videos in Pennies just naturally, just unpaid ones, just ones that I wanted to do because I've always done videos in Pennies, even in when I first started TikTok and I wasn't even considered a TikToker. I used to always go into Pennies and do little videos. So yeah, they were on my goals. Ended up getting asked to do an ad for them. So I was absolutely delighted. And Sarah was like, yeah, you all set for all this on Tuesday. And I was like, oh, I'm still in Amsterdam on Tuesday. And she was like, I'm not going to lie, guys. Sarah ate my head off. I have never seen Sarah angry before. She was like, why wouldn't you tell me you were going to Amsterdam? That's something you need to tell me. And I was like, yeah, but I just figured because it was over a bank holiday weekend that it wouldn't be a problem. And to be honest, it was my fault. My head is so fried between TikTok, the radio, events, podcasts, dates, times, schedule, calendars. I'm all over the shop all the time. And usually when I have something, the minute I get the message, I'll put it in my calendar. But for some reason, I didn't put Amsterdam in my calendar because I just was like, oh, it's grand. It's over a weekend anyways. I don't work on Fridays and Saturdays. So straight away, I was like, right, let's just deal with what we can deal with. There's no point of us fighting over this now. We're going to have to come up with a solution. So I was like, look, why don't we ask them, can I film it in Amsterdam? There's a Pennies in Amsterdam. I'm sure they're going to have the same stock. Grand. And if not, Sarah said, you're going to have to change your flights. And I was like, is she taking the piss? I was like, surely she's not actually being serious right now. So, of course, I'm telling all this to Uncle Pat, and he's like, oh, he doesn't really mind. He's being real supportive or whatever. But I felt bad because it was his birthday trip, but I am causing all this hassle on the way to the hotel. Get to the hotel. Luckily, we were able to check in straight away, which was nice because usually you have to wait till 4 o'clock. So we checked in at 11 o'clock. Room was gorgeous. It was there was a view out onto I don't know, was it a lake or what it was? I don't know, river or something. Obviously the sauna, the jacuzzi. It was just, it was such a nice room. But then I was like, look, I can't actually go on and enjoy this holiday until I get this issue sorted. So turns out, so Pennies were like, no, you need to film it in Ireland, which was fair enough. So I was like, Sarah, right, what's the plan now? She's like, you're going to have to change your flights. And I was like, right, no bother. Because at the end of the day, right, I'm getting paid to do the ad. So if I have to take a chunk out of that paycheck to pay for the flights home, it's fine. It's my own fault. I should have scheduled my life better. So the only issue was that I had booked a 25 kg bag onto the flight to share with Uncle Pat because we had a 10 kg each and then the bigger bag to share. So I was like, I think if I change these flights on the app, the bag's not going to carry over and then I'm going to have to pay for the bag again, which is obviously annoying. So I was like, look, it's going to be a bit of a wait, but let's ring Aer Lingus and see what the crack is. So I'm on hold for 25 minutes. not the end of the world, whatever. Get through to them, explain the whole story, and they're like, oh, because you booked through a third party, you're gonna have to ring up Love Holidays. And I was like, I wasn't being a Karen or being rude or anything. I was like, oh, I don't think I do, because when I booked through them, they gave me all my details for Aer Lingus. So the flights are mine now, if that makes sense. They're under my name, my booking reference, my email. It's totally separate to Love Holidays now. And they were like, no, if you want us to change your flights, you're gonna have to ring up Love Holidays. I was like, right, grand, whatever. Hang up the phone, ring Love Holidays, another 25-minute fucking hold line. I was like, Jesus Christ. Got through to them. Luckily, your man was actually really nice. He was like, look, because the change is within 5 days, we can't do anything. You'll have to get back onto Aer Lingus. And I was like, oh, I was just on to Aer Lingus. And he was like, yeah, but it's nothing, unfortunately, got to do with us. So I was like, right, ring back Aer Lingus. Another 25 minutes on the fucking holding queue, guys. I swear to God, I think Uncle Pat wants to kill me. Got through to them again, got a different person this time, and explained the situation. And they were not, I don't want to say rude. They were a bit dismissive. They're basically just like, we can do nothing to help you here. They were like, it's too late to change your flights. And I was like, well, it's not too late, because I'm looking at the app here and it's letting me change them. And they were like, okay, then what's the problem? Why can't you just change them? And I was like, because of the bag situation. I was like, I'm asking you, if I change my flights, is the bag going to move over to the new flights or not? They were like, you're going to have to contact Love Holidays. And I was like, I was just on to Love Holidays. So then Uncle Pat grabs the phone, and he was a bit of a Karen. He was like, okay, this is getting a bit ridiculous. Can I speak to somebody higher up than you? And I was like, oh my God, why would you say that? And then your man was like, this is when he got cheeky on the phone. He's like, well, why do you believe Love Holidays and you don't believe me? I was like, it's not that I don't believe you. It's that you are the one that has the power to change flights, because you're the airline. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, what ended up happening then? Oh yeah, he asked me to confirm my email. So I said my email, which is in my bio, so it doesn't really matter if I say it here, KaseyCampion13@gmail.com. And he's like, no, that's not your email. And I was like, yes, it is. And he's like, no, that's not your email. And I was like, how are you spelling my name? So he spelled it out for me, and I was like, yes, that's my email. After like 10 minutes back and forth, he was like, it's actually just Kasey Campion or KaseyCampion@gmail.com. And I was like, okay, that's my old email. I obviously have 2 emails. You clearly knew it was me all along. He was just being difficult on purpose. Long story short, I ended up saying, look, I am going to change these flights here while you're on the phone to me, and we're going to see if the bag moves over. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. And he said, if it doesn't move over, I'll do it for you. I was like, why didn't he just say that in the first place? Anyway, changed the flights, €200, bag moved over, everything was fine. Didn't have to ring anyone. So that was a whole load of wasted time. Me and Uncle Pat, I'm not even just saying this, we rarely ever fight, because I'm like psychopath girlfriend. No, I'm not a psychopath girlfriend. I'm a psychopath in general. And he is chill, fucking golden retriever boyfriend. So we never really argue ever. And this caused such stress, because he was like, oh, just pay the money and just fucking change the bag over. And I was like, no, because they're trying to scam us. The bag's already paid for. Do you know what I mean? So we start bickering then. Anyway, got it sorted. Everything was fine. Time to go on with our holiday. So where do I begin? So we're there 4 nights. Spoiler alert, I didn't do any substances. Am I allowed to say weed on this thing? I didn't partake in any of the substances that people usually would do in Amsterdam. Uncle Pat, I don't think he'll care if I say it, he partook slightly, which is fair enough. I feel like probably 99.9% of people that go to Amsterdam do, like, you know, test it out or whatever. But I've just never had an interest. My dad's a guard and all, but that's not the reason. I just have no interest whatsoever. So yeah, we went to a coffee shop on the first day. We went to the Tyson Fury one. And I just found this mental. The fact you can walk in to a coffee shop. By the way, in Amsterdam, coffee shop is code word for, like, not a coffee shop. Well, I can say smoke. It's a code word to smoke, basically. You can go up to the till. You can buy whatever type of smoke you want to buy, like you're in a fucking sweet shop, and just sit there and smoke it. I think that is bizarre. Obviously, it's the norm over there, but I just couldn't get over this. So I was sitting there with my, like, bottle of Fanta, and I posted a TikTok. It actually did pretty well. I got like 500k views. And then, of course, people start fighting in the comments. They're like, why would you even go to Amsterdam? There's so much to do in Amsterdam other than smoke, guys. We tried the viral cookies, the Van Steeple cookies. Oh my God, so worth the hype. You know me, I'm like a marketing person's dream. Anything with the word viral, I'm going. Went to the cookie place. Queue was quite long, but it moves really quickly, because when you go in, they literally just give you the cookies in a box. Like, there's no process. They're all the same cookies. They don't have any flavors. It's literally just a chocolate cookie, like a brown chocolate cookie, white chocolate in the middle, warm, so buzzing. It was insane. So we got a box of 6 for 15, which I actually thought was grand. The first night we did the wax museum. I thought that was great. I had done it before, but it had been like 5 years, so we've done it again. It's so realistic. The wax figures actually look like human beings. It's actually really scary. So we had great crack in there. Then the first night we were so tired, we didn't even bother using the jacuzzi or the sauna. We just went straight to bed because we'd been up for the 6 a.m. flight or whatever. The following day, guys, I know I say my dream date all the time, but this was my dream date. So we booked the Wonder Experience. I'd done it before, but back when I done it, it didn't have the SpongeBob part or the Barbie part. So we went there. We paid, I think, 50 each, which actually was like a good price considering we did the normal Wonder Experience, the SpongeBob part, and the Barbie part. Guys, I loved SpongeBob when I was younger. Like, SpongeBob was the show that was always on in our house. If you were scrolling through the fucking channels and you seen SpongeBob, that was what was going on. My mom actually wrote out the lyrics of the theme song. We all learned them. We used to like get on the floor and like pretend we were like fish in the part of the song. It was a whole thing, right? Love SpongeBob. So went there, and when I walked into the SpongeBob place, it was like, you know, the videos of all the influencers going to the toy show. That was me, but in SpongeBob house. My life was made. So they had the pineapple, obviously SpongeBob's house. They had Squidward's house. They had Patrick Star was there. They had Sandy. They had they had like inside Squidward's house. They had Gary the Snip. They had everything. They had everything. I would fly to Amsterdam just for that. They also had you could get a bikini bottom driver's license done because obviously Mrs. Pub's boating school and the driving school, whatever, $9.50 each. I said, hell yeah, take my money. We got our own driver's licenses done. I also got a little Squidward keychain for my car keys. And yeah, it was great. But the funniest thing happened there. So basically all the staff were really, really friendly, like overly friendly. And at the end of the thing, one of them came over to us and he was like, look, I really like your vibe. I'd love to print you out some free photos from the experience. And I was like, oh, great. He's like, only one catch. You need to give me your phone. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you need to give me your phone and I'm going to write a review on Google, like about myself. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So he takes my phone, writes out this big extravagant review about how amazing he was, blah, blah, blah. Because basically I asked, like, do the staff get bonuses for this? Or like, do you get paid extra? He was like, no, like you just kind of get special treatment. So he took my phone, Uncle Pat's phone, wrote out the review. We were delighted. We got the free pictures printed out because they're like €25 to print. And yeah, sorry, I didn't even talk about the Barbie house. I was like not a massive Barbie fan growing up, but I feel like every girl or boy or whoever would watch Barbie. You never know these days. Can't say anything. And yeah, the Barbie house was deadly. Like, so cool. It really was worth it. If I had to recommend anything in Amsterdam, I would say to do that whole thing. So yeah, afterwards we went to Prix de Me. It's like probably one of the most like famous or popular coffee shops over there. Again, crazy. You go in, you order whatever you want, you sit down, you smoke. I literally got a slush puppy, guys. Me, like 25 years old, drinking a slush puppy in the fucking cafe, like. But we accidentally, and I was so upset about this, we accidentally left the photos there that we got printed out. Like, I know they were free, but like they were nice photos because like when you're going around the Wonder Experience, there's loads of different like photo ops and you can like scan the QR code and get your photo taken or whatever. So yeah, we ended up leaving them there. So that was pretty sad. I actually met so many Irish people over there. It might as well have been Dublin. Like, and like I have this thing where when I walk by people, again, this kind of sounds cocky, but it's not. It's just true. When I walk by people, I can tell if they recognize me from TikTok or not. I can always hear like in my ear, like, oh, there's Kasey Campion. Because over there, everyone was obviously like drinking and smoking, whatever. People were obviously like a bit more like loud and like saying shit. So they were like, oh, there's Kasey Campion. And I was like, it gave me anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. I love it in Ireland. I'm here for it in Ireland. But when I'm on holidays, I kind of like to detach from the TikTok world. Like, I obviously still post and stuff. But yeah, I don't know why. But like, it was grand. Like, and I feel like I didn't really speak to that many people. I just more so heard people saying my name. But I spoke to people in the bathroom, pre to me, they were lovely. In the SpongeBob thing, I met a couple as well. I feel like I just bumped into random people. But I also met a girl, Ava. We follow each other on TikTok, but we never actually met before. And we were just walking in the street, and I was like, "Is that?" And she was like, "Oh my god!" And then we were chatting. It was cutesy. And what else did we do? That was like TikTok viral situation. We went to Fat Phil's. You might have heard of it. It's like a chickeny chips sauces place. You know me, and that involves all that. Is like my dream date. We booked the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum, and when we got to the thing, like with the tickets, they were like, no, they're not working. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, they're not working, sorry, you're gonna have to go in next door to the ticket office. I was like, oh, for God's sake. Went into the ticket office, showed them the tickets, and it turns out I had bought them for Florida. I bought tickets for a museum in Florida. I was like, for God's sake, now we're gonna have to either just not go or pay for it again. So paid for it again. So now we spent like €90 to go to this museum. It's grand, it is interesting. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you need to go here, but it is something to do. Like, if you want to do the touristy stuff, it's worth doing. And we also did a little boat cruise. We done like a pizza boat cruise, and we got sat beside this couple from America. One was from Alabama and one was from Hawaii, and they had their new baby with them. Like, the baby was only 3 months. His name was CJ. He was the cutest thing ever. And we were just chatting to them the whole time. It was so funny. Like, there's such a difference between us and them. But obviously, we were just like, we were just conversating. The baby was adorable. They actually thought it was mad that I was a radio presenter. They couldn't get over that. I feel like it's such not a niche job, but like, how many radio presenters are there in, I don't know, Ireland, Dublin? 100? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, Impractical Joker is so funny. I used to watch it when I was younger. And we were just cracked up laughing, and we would just be eating so much junk, like getting stuff delivered to the hotel. Obviously, I've been on a bit of a health buzz, health grind. I say that as I was milling a bag of crisps there. But in Amsterdam, I was obviously like, I don't care, like I'm eating whatever I want. Which was great. Oh my god, that reminds me, we went to like a sweet shop, and you could do a pick a mix. And Uncle Pat loves jellies. He is a sweet tooth. He's like a child. Well, he's literally 22, but he's basically a child. And he was doing the pick a mix, and I was like in my head going, Jesus, that looks like it's going to be expensive, because they're done by weight. He like filled his up to the brim, got to the till, €37. I'm like, this chap is about to spend €37 on jellies, and you couldn't obviously put them back. Like, guys, highly, highly, highly recommend Amsterdam. Such a cool city, so much to do. Food is bussing. Got so many like pancakes and just like cool. Oh, it's just great. It's great. Will be returning. So yeah, I'm home now. What do I have? Oh, today. Oh my God, Paul, I have one more thing to say. So yesterday I had to go to the meeting with Benefit that was rescheduled. And I stayed in Uncle Pat's the night before. Like, I'll bring all my clothes with me so I'm ready and I can get ready in Dublin and go straight to the meeting. Sure enough, forgot all my clothes. Brilliant. So my dad was like, right, I'll drop them to your granny's. You can stay. You can go to her house in the morning, have a shower there, do your makeup and head to the meeting. And I was like, grand. So I went to her house, and first of all, she was salty with me because I hadn't seen her since, well, I seen her at my uncle's 60th, but like I didn't really, because we were sitting at different tables. But I hadn't seen her probably since Christmas, so I knew she was going to be salty over that. Then obviously she basically was probably feeling like I was using her for her shower, which like yes and no. So yeah, she's very uptight about her house. She's always been like, so basically there was like tan gate at Christmas time. Someone got tan on the banister and there was like World War III over it. She goes skits about stuff like that. So she got her house done up at Christmas, which now makes it worse. So yeah, I'm having a shower. I look down and I see the water is kind of filling up in the shower, but it wasn't going out of the shower. I was like, oh, grand, this maybe her shower is just like this. Do my shampoo, do my conditioner, look down. The Pacific Ocean might as well be on the floor of her bathroom. I was literally just like looking side to side. I didn't know. It was one of those ones where I couldn't just put a couple of towels down and try hide it from her. I start ringing my dad, being like, what the hell am I going to do? He's not answering the phone. Next thing I hear her coming, I hear her footsteps, and I'm like, oh my God. So I was like, Nana, we have a problem. She was like, what? And I was like, I flooded the bathroom. In fairness, she didn't take it as bad as I thought she would. She was like, oh my God, how did that happen? I was like, I don't know. Long story short, she had like a thing in the drain to like catch the hairs, but you're meant to take it out, obviously. And I didn't know that. So she said it wasn't my fault. We put like 15 towels on the ground. Everyone we lifted up was sopping. Like, I'm talking like there was a full on flood. Like the water was like ankle deep, like in the bathroom. And she was like, look, hopefully it just doesn't seep through the floor. Like it should be fine. Like, cause the tiles are fairly sturdy, whatever. So yeah, ended up getting ready, doing my makeup. She comes up and she's like, it's seeping through the ceiling to the kitchen. If you knew my granny, I will never hear the end of this. She will ring every single member of the family and tell them this. I sent it into our cousin's group chat and they were all like, you are cooked. Like you don't know what you've just done. My cousin Ross AI'd like a memorial card for me. Like I might as well be dead. So yeah, I have a video of it. I put it on my Instagram stories, might have saw. But yeah, guys, I survived. Did my meeting with Benefit, went really well. Buzzing to be working with them this year. Had a spin class today at 2:00. Was really excited to go to it because it was with Kind protein bars, which I love. Got there at 2:00. Turns out it started at 12:45 and it ended at 2. So I missed it. Did you know that, Paul?
I saw your phone wasn't receiving messages, so I assumed you were at a spin class.
Yeah.
But you did not go. Why
No.
not?
So I thought it was at 2:00. So I walked through the doors at like 5 to 2. Oh my God, I'm early. Everyone is like just come out of the class sweating.
Oh, you missed it by an hour.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm actually not that mad about it because I ran a 5K this morning. Now, usually I would not do a 5K and a spin class, but I had to record an ad that involved running. So I don't really mind that I missed the spin class. And I got the free bars. I stocked up on the bars.
I think that's okay. It's a genuine mistake.
Yeah, it was like, I really wanted to go. And I've been talking about this event for like 2 weeks. All my friends were there. Abby and Ruby were there from Bound, my queens. Natty was there. Like loads of my influencer friends were there, which was great. But I got to chat to everyone, got free bars, got a free smoothie and hit the road.
You came fashionably late. You're just like, hi guys, I'm here. After
here.
the class, give me the free shit.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't really like spin classes. I love HIIT workouts. I love like circuit training and all that. I don't really like spin. I'm not great at it.
Too loud.
The coordination, the whole, I can't do it.
When I've done spin, I just feel it's very loud and very overly energetic. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I just want a cycle exercise. I don't need you screaming at me.
Yeah, no, not the vibe. So guys, yeah, also my hips weren't sore after my run today, so I'm like hoping they're cured. I have like this weird hip situation going on. But yeah, that's the tea. Do I have anything else this week? I actually have nothing.
No, I think that's it.
That's it. Oh yeah, Paul wants me to stop talking. I'm going to, so random, I'm going to Keith Barry on Saturday.
What? The comedian?
Yeah, no, the magician.
Oh. Save that for next week.
Yeah, I know. Sure, I'm not to say yet.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, guys, next up, I'm having a guest on, Lisa. She works in FM104, but she's a tarot card reader, and we're going to get a live reading. I'm very excited. Okay, back after the break. Welcome back to On the Kase, guys. I'm joined with a very special guest. We have Lisa with us today. How are we?
Hello, Kasey, queen of the algorithm. How the hell are
sure,
you?
look.
You majestic being.
I'm very excited, guys. Me and Lisa. So before we get into, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see what we're getting into. But before we get into that, me and Lisa used to work quite closely together.
Too closely together.
Yeah. So what is your job here in, is it Onic, FM104?
FM104, Q102, LMFM, and whatever else Onic deems to throw my way. So yeah, so basically I'm the radio scriptwriter for FM104 and Onic. So basically all those lovely ads that you hear that in no way annoy you, make you want to switch off your radio, I write those. You're welcome. Yes, that's me. So that's what I do, and whatever other creative weirdo-ness and general skulking that is required of me around the office.
That's what Lisa does. So basically back in the day when I was full-time in the office, Lisa would write I'd send you was it the briefs for the scripts?
You were meant to send me the briefs, yes.
Look, and Lisa would get very angry with me if I didn't send her a brief. But, look, we've got over those differences now.
Well, you see, it was fine if you didn't send the briefs, but the time when you chose to send the briefs was usually at 5 to 1 on a Friday or 5 to 5 on a Friday.
But this was always because with the place I was getting it from, they wouldn't send it. It was a whole thing. It was basically just this big long process.
Corporate life.
Yeah, I was going to say it was bullshit, but I probably shouldn't. So, other than your office-y script writing bits, you're doing a bit of tarot.
Honey, the grind never stops, okay? Rise and grind, witches, rise and grind, okay? Find me a millennial these days who does not have a side hustle. So yes,
So
my
true.
side hustle is as a soul trader, both SOLE and SOUL.
Okay.
Soul trader, yes. So
Okay.
yeah, I bring spiritual solace. I do tough love tarot for messy millennials because I'm the messiest millennial of all. So why not pass on some of my wisdom to those who are a wisdom level or two below me?
And when did you actually start getting into tarot?
Technically my whole life.
Oh,
So
really?
you're very young and you won't know this, but there was this thing called the 90s.
Oh
and-
God, I've heard things about them. I've heard.
There was this thing called the 90s, and in the 90s, for some reason we were, I think maybe because the proximity of Y2K in the year 2000 and the like foreboding sense of impending doom, we were super obsessed with anything new age, mystical, celestial, tarot cards, crystals, kind of new age music, pan pipes. It was huge. So it was kind of just all around when I was a child. And Enya and Riverdance, all very Celtic, spooky kind of vibes. And that's kind of what I grew up with. And for some reason, there was just like this random tarot kit that was in the house. It was just one of those unwanted Christmas presents. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
for
Oh my
me.
God, I love this. I'd go around just like reading for kids in school and stuff. And then I did
Oh,
it.
so you'd done it back when you were in school?
Oh yeah, all through primary school, all through secondary school. Like this didn't just happen overnight. Like this
I
is
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people hated it. They'd be like,
Please don't tell me my misfortunes right now.
I know, especially coming up to the leaving cert year, it was like really everyone was like, Can you do reading? And then I had to stop because I'd be like, we were all so anxious anyway. So then we'd all be just like getting like, oh my God, it said we're not going to do well. And then we'd be kind of wishing it into reality. So I had to stop. And especially when you're 18 and you're doing the leaving cert and all your friends have bad love lives and all this and that and the other. And you're
school,
there
yeah.
going, we're all going to die, guys. We're all going to die.
Every bad card is coming out right now.
So that I did take a break for a long while. And actually I lost the deck. It got the deck from the 90s. It actually got just thrown out one of those clear outs that your ma does because she's like watched like 3 episodes of Marie Kondo and thinks she's like
She's
this
like,
kind
no
of,
one's
like,
using this whole thing.
she's an aesthetic goddess now. And I actually tried to rebuy the exact same deck from the 90s. I spent like $60 on it on eBay from some dude in Texas and it just never came. And eBay
No.
just approached me and were like, here, look, he clearly doesn't have it here. Have your money back. And I'm
Okay,
like,
at least you got
"That's
the
fun."
refund.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I bought real tarot cards with it.
There
so
you go.
yay.
So when did you decide, okay, this could actually be a side hustle?
Oh my God, this is so random. So basically 3 years ago now, I went on this whole mental health, sobriety, fitness journey and just I don't know how it happened. Maybe it's because TikTok and Witch Talk and all that kind of was it. I'm not into that myself, but it was on the periphery a lot. There was a lot of stuff you kind of would absorb unconsciously through, like, say, Instagram reels and stuff like that. Like, this is your sign, this card is for you, stuff like that. So I don't know whether I was consciously aware of it or not. But one day in the middle of October 2023, I just woke up and was like, boom, I have to do tarot. Like, I mean, like, I literally woke up and was like, I have to do it. And I'm like, that's so weird. You haven't looked or even thought about that, like, since you were a kid. What's this about? Like, and I think it was kind of after the pandemic and all that, everyone, I think, was feeling very isolated, very confused. We all kind of had a lot of questions about things, just in just life before and life after. Nothing to do with the pandemic specifically, but everyone was very questioning and kind of looking for meaning. And especially because I was on this wellness journey, I was looking for something more from life and kind of trying to find a bit of meaning in life. And then I was like, this is so weird. And I know they say, like, you know, alcoholics tend to find Christianity and they're like, I'm a born again Christian and stuff. So I'm a born again Wiccan now. So I don't know. So it's just, that just kind of happened that way as a kind of a quest for meaning in a strange world. And the Works in London had a box for £8. And I was like, great. This
Happy
is the
days.
bomb. Yeah. And it was exactly like the one I had when I was a kid. So I was like, oh my God, destiny,
It was
baby.
a sign. And is there a way, like, can you learn to do tarot? Like, what?
Yeah.
You can, okay.
Well, look, there's two schools of thoughts on it. Like, technically, you can buy a box.
Like, I could go and buy that right now.
And you could learn off all the meanings, right?
Okay.
And you could go right now to me or producer Paul or anything and be like, right, you pulled the 3 of cards or the 3 of swords. This is what the 3 of swords means. And, like, that's it. But with tarot, it's actually storytelling.
Okay.
You're not just going, this, and this card means things. Yes, all the cards have certain meanings, but their meanings kind of fluctuate and flow when they're with other cards. Like, you could get the 3 of swords here, which means heartbreak, betrayal, and despair. But then you pair it next to the 3 of cups, which on its own is actually the complete opposite of that. That's the cards of partying, socializing, going out and about, having the best crack. So it's like, are you heartbroken because of something that happened at a party? Are you going to be heartbroken at a future party?
I get
Or has all your socializing left you drained and feeling like you're just this vacuous, empty vessel who's being seen but not really heard?
Okay. So do you get, like, is it your job to, like, distinguish with the person you're reading what that is, or do they kind of have to get it themselves?
That's a weird one. I know what you mean. It's kind of like an energy exchange it's like, we would work together. I would work with your energy and you would work with the cards, and we both kind of figure out what it means, because all the cards mean so much for so many different people. Like, there's a card, the 4 of Pentacles, that's the card of letting go, release. And some people are like, oh, no. I've lost too many people in my life. I can't let go of any more. And then there's some people who are like, oh my God, a release is exactly what I need. Exactly. Like, when you clear out, like, your following list. And you're just like, bye, block. Yeah, bye.
And can you read your own? Is that a thing?
Oh my God, yes. I have to stop myself reading it around the clock.
Really?
Like, literally for absolutely everything. I do it as part of, like, my nightly self-care ritual.
Stop.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God,
know that.
yeah. I
So
will
you don't
be
have to
there.
go to someone else. You do your own.
Oh, I do go to other people because it's always good to get an outside perspective. But I will literally be there, like, in my onesie and my bonnet with a face mask off, like, in front of Love Island at the end of the night. I also read for the Love Island people on the screen.
I love that.
If I did TikTok, I would TikTok them.
Oh
I
my
actually do. I'll be
God.
literally there, like, with Scottisha, like,
That's so clever. That'd be good. That'd be a good social media thing.
I know, yeah, I should do that one day.
Yeah. Okay, well, guys, we're going to do a bit of tarot right here. So let's hope mine is good, because you're all going to see it live. Lisa has done mine probably, 3 times?
You have, yeah, 3 or 4 times. And it's funny because I didn't know if you were serious or not when we were doing it, because I'm like, is this really her love life, or is she just practicing her Love Island audition on me?
Yeah, and guys, this is not me being biased. I've got a lot of tarot read before, and Lisa's have always been the most accurate. And yes, we work together, and yes, she knows me, but there's stuff that she wouldn't know. Like, I remember before I went into a meeting last year that no one knew about, I had to make a big decision. It was like it was a one or the other kind of thing, and all the decision cards came out, didn't they?
They did. There's only 3 out of 78. It was a 3-card reading. She got all of them. I'm like, babe, piss or get off the pot.
She was
honey.
like, do you have a decision to make? I was like, yeah, in like 20 minutes I actually do. It was crazy. So I'm very excited to see what comes out today.
Well, this one threw itself at you. This is the 9 of Pentacles. I don't know if our lovely audience can see.
They
Hi.
can see if they're on YouTube.
Yeah. So the core context of the 9 of Pentacles. So I'll tell you what the cards mean as they come out, but then we'll be able to piece the story together as and when we see them, like I said, in conjunction with the other cards. So the 9 of Pentacles is all about strong, confident, independent lady. You make your own money, rise and grind. You want to work, bitch? So get to work, bitch. So it's that kind of a card. Now, if that's paired, so that on its own is fantastic. It's the card of reaping all the rewards, all the abundance of everything you've been putting out there. So whatever brand collaborations you've been doing, whatever you've been hustling your like sexy little butt at, it's like, you know, all the stuff, all the reels, all the boring hours of editing that you do and all the stuff behind the scenes that people don't see. Do you feel like people perhaps underestimate what you do as an influencer?
Absolutely.
Do you
all day, every day, Paul?
Do you ever get influencer isn't a real job?
Yes. But if you see the paycheck, it's a real job, baby. And that, you know what, January has been my busiest month. So that card makes a lot of sense.
Go off, Queen. Go off,
yeah.
Queen. I love that. No, so 9 of Pentacles, right, on its own is a really good card. So a strong, confident, independent woman making her own money. Now, it can be a solitary card as well. So in sometimes it's indicated breakups in readings before. So be careful because it's like a woman on her own. And is that abundance actually a divorce settlement?
Let's hope not.
Or even just stealing his hoodie.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Okay.
Oh, how are things in your love life at the moment?
They're good.
Are you sure about that?
Why, what does that mean?
We've got the Ace of Cups. So how long have you been with himself again?
Oh, this is you know what? I've actually never said this like publicly. Like officially, what month are we? It's about a year officially, but I know I'm longer than a year.
I know you know because he was the one who used to come back in my head with tarot readings about.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look, this is the Ace of Cups. This is all about new emotional beginnings. The Cups cards are usually associated with like romance and love and, oh my God, my best friend in the whole world. So it can just mean like, so if you're single, it can mean, oh my God, I'm going to meet a new partner. This is great. Or if you're joining any of those WhatsApp groups or TikTok groups where women meet up and go do Mana-related things up in hikes and coffee mornings, it's like, oh, I'm going to make a load of new friends. Sometimes if you've been going through have you been going through a rough patch at all?
Not really. Like, we're just back from Amsterdam, so...
Oh, wild. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. So not that I can think of with him.
Okay, so, mate, do you feel that the trip to Amsterdam actually strengthened your bond and maybe brought you to a new place in your relationship?
I think so. Like, at the start of the trip, I was just talking about a minute ago, we never really argued, but we had World War III because I had to change the flights and it was a whole thing. So after that, I feel like the trip was just like chill and nice and we did loads together and yeah, it was good.
And come here to me, because because you are such an independent, confident woman and you obviously travel a lot as an influencer, do you feel like you would be very, not rigid, but you feel like you're very organized, apart from when you were sending me briefs at work?
Yeah.
But like, do you feel like you'd be very like, I need to do this, that and the other? And like, because you're obviously, you know, you're a businesswoman, you're your own boss. Do you feel like you're very rigid and then suddenly having to go on holiday with someone else and accommodate them into your plans? Like, was that a bit like of a learning curve? It
was, because I'm very, like, at the start, as you know, I was kind of afraid to get into a relationship because, like, oh my God, I'm so busy. How am I going to do this? And then eventually you're just like, it just naturally fits. So obviously going away that wasn't work related was weird for me, but then I was making videos over there. So it was still, like, it was a good balance of like content, but also chilling out as well. So, but it was hard to adjust to at start. Yeah.
I think this is a positive direction though, because I think that you're obviously still happy and loved up and everything after the holiday. So I think that was a good thing. And I think this might be a reading about your personal growth emotionally, like and I don't mean that like in an insulting way. People always hear emotional growth and go, oh my God, you can't be immature. It's like, no, honey, no, that's not what it is at all. So let's have a little look here. Ooh, the Hanged Man.
Fill me in. I'm like, what could this possibly be?
Were there any disruptions or delays on your holiday?
My flight got delayed.
Yeah, shocker.
Coming home, disaster after I'd already paid to change the flight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, did you guys fight during that time? Did you struggle? Like, I don't want to call you a control freak or anything, but did you feel like your staying on top of things tendencies were a bit challenged during that time?
Yeah, so I basically mixed up my schedule and I had to come home to film a fucking brand deal. And I had to change the flights. That's why the fight on the first day happened. I wouldn't call it a fight, the argument, because I was like, how did I mess up these dates? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously then after changing the flights, paying to change, and then the flight got delayed. So I was a bit like, you know,
antsy.
Yeah, but
your
it wasn't,
hackles were up like a cat.
Yeah. It was like, and he was the only person I had to like pile that onto. Do you know what I mean?
Proximity, pile on, yes.
I was like, how am I going to do this? I'm very much like catastrophizing. I'm like, how's this going to work? And nothing, whereas he's trying to come up with a solution. And there's always a solution, but I'm always the one that's like, this is the worst thing in the world. Nothing's ever going to fix this. And it just does then.
I think this trip to Amsterdam was very good for you. And I think it was very good for you to go with your paramour, because the Hanged Man is all about delays, disruptions, things not going to plan. I know in the world of the media, things have to go to plan. They are meticulously executed, organized, prearranged and planned, but then sometimes shit happens.
Yeah.
Just shit happens, and you might not get an award you were nominated for, or
Been there.
well,
Many times.
just had to throw that in there.
Sure, look.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, things just don't go to plan, and you can kind of take that on board. I'd say, especially as an influencer, and you have so many eyes on you, and you have such a high follower count, and people are probably like putting a lot of pressure on you, and you're probably putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Do you find you put a lot of pressure on yourself? Is there pressure as an influencer?
Yeah, and I feel like speaking about things not going to plan, like when I was there, I was posting a lot of videos and they didn't do as well as I would have liked them to. Like some videos that I thought this is going to blow up, it didn't. So in my head, that's a disruption to me, because I'm like, when you're going away, it's different content than you're usually posting. And it's not the end of the world.
Usually more exciting as well, because people love the going away and the holiday posts. I travel a lot as a solo traveler, and like that, and people are like, oh my god, they're like the best things. I'm like, this isn't even anything I did. This is just like 2 seconds of me queuing for an ice cream in Finland. What is this?
Yeah. So I suppose that was kind of like not just heartening, but when you have a plan for something to do well and doesn't, it's annoying. So I do put pressure in those aspects, I suppose.
Yeah. And do you feel like, you know, it almost feels like a personal failing, because you are the leader of the show. You are the ringmaster. You are the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker in this. So it's not like, you know, when you're working in a shop and then your fucking tillmate Claude fecks up and you're like, oh, it's Claude's fault. Claude rang that up wrong. It's you.
It's all me. Everything's me.
Even though it's the algorithm and it's people's moods and it's the zeitgeist that we're in, you know.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm the one putting the content out there. So if it doesn't do well instantly, obviously sometimes I do blame the algorithm. Or I'm shadow banned, this, that and the other. But then I'm like, oh shit, is it me? Like, do you know what I mean?
That's hard. I actually think, I think with this reading, I think it's trying to show you your growth, because tarot is a mirror. It's not just me going, oh my God, you're going to have a baby and live in a gorgeous house and you're going to get the car you want. That's not what tarot is at all. It shows a mirror. And in a lot of the time people ask me questions, they're like, they want to know something, right? But a lot of the time the cards aren't telling them what they want to know. They're telling them what they need to know.
Yes.
And what they need to put emphasis on. I get a lot of girlies in my DMs, which I love. I love all the girlies in my DMs. But a lot of the time they're like, oh my God, this situationship, this fella's after getting married. Should I keep holding on for him? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so sad. But a lot of the time then in the reading, it isn't actually about the man, because it's never about the man. It's usually about them. It's about how they should go travel or take this opportunity or do that work or focus on this or that. And that's actually a really good healing thing. And they always just go, oh, you said I'm not getting back with him. But I'm like, well, sometimes when you go away and you go on holiday and then they suddenly see you on Instagram having like
they want you back then.
They want you back and stuff. Or maybe, you know, you realize, oh, actually, I'm meant to be meeting Pierre over in France on my J1 or whatever, instead of being stuck with Sean Og and his little Tipperary jersey or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
And his hurl.
Yeah, his hurl. It's like, I saw a great meme recently where it was like, I love when Irish men put the little Irish flag after their name in their Tinder bios, because how else would we know Sean Og in a GA jersey outside, you know, on a tractor with a pint of Guinness in his hand would be Irish. Yeah. So tarot is a mirror, and I think this is showing you your personal growth journey, which is lovely, not very exciting. So let's see if we can sex things up a little.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, the sun. This is all about your holiday. Now, here's the thing with the sun. Okay, so I know you move in a very sexy, glamorous world of influencers and beautiful people who look great.
Well, you know.
But the thing with the sun is, when the sun is out, there's also shade, darling. Shade! Okay, the shade. Let's see what the shade is about. So, this is the moon. So you got the sun and the moon, darling. The moon is about things being hidden from you. The sun is about things being revealed that were hidden from you.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so how's your friend circle at the moment? What's going on in the group chats?
Friend circle at the moment. This is like giving therapy session. God, this is weird on the podcast now. Like, oh my God. So I got rid of a friend. Not that you warned me about a friend, but you sensed last year that there was going to be a backstabbing situation.
Seven of Swords.
Yes, that ended up happening. You could call that more than a backstabbing. So that's gone, which is great. But like, yeah, I feel like I hold my friends to a very high standard, which is kind of a bad thing sometimes. Because sometimes if they do something,
quality over quantity, honey.
Yeah, sometimes if they do something that I wouldn't have done, I'm like, oh, it's annoying, you know. So like, yeah, all my friends right now are great, obviously, but I feel like in the influencer world, it can be hard to know if they're your friends, if they're just for content, if they're trying to leech off you, if I'm trying to leech off them. Like it's hard to know with the influencer friends sometimes.
Symbiotic relationship. And is there anyone you could think of off the top of your head who could possibly be a little bit two-faced maybe? Because this is all about someone who may not have your best interests at heart. Is there anyone who's been all like, oh my God, I love you, babe. Oh my God. Is there anyone kind of like almost like platonically love bombing you as a friend? Is there anyone who you could be like, oh, scandalo?
Yeah, there's a couple of people that I wouldn't be shocked if like something. Yeah, I feel, yeah. And like I hate to admit it, but then I'm also like, they're technically colleagues. Do you get me? Like, do you know?
We're a family. Colleagues are your family. Work family.
Yeah, I do see it as like, oh, everyone's my friend. But then, like, I'm in this now 3 years, which is wild. Now I'm starting to see, oh shit, maybe they're actually not all my friends. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Let's see what we got. Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. It's definitely something to do with work.
Okay.
It's definitely something to do with a new project or initiative, because the Ace of Pentacles is all about the start of something that you're planning long term. It does show like you're sowing the seeds of something that's going to be huge one day. So just maybe be mindful when you're moving forward through new projects. Maybe, you know, people aren't as shiny and friendly as they initially present themselves to you. I'm sure you're more than capable of handling that though. Have you any specific questions?
Any specific questions? Let me think.
Because we've got your emotional growth there. You know, it showed you that, you know, you actually managed to confront and face kind of cohabiting with someone and kind of expanding yourself and kind of releasing some of your rigid ideas around kind of how you like to get things done in a day to accommodate, you know, your partner. And then, you know, we've gotten a little warning here about something new coming your way that may not be as shiny.
Yeah, do you reckon that's work related?
No, that is definitely work related. So these are kind of a reading within a reading. So the first reading is kind of the thing that's been top of your mind, and even the fact you said like you were only talking about your holiday 10 minutes ago. So how tarot kind of works is whatever's kind of top of your mind gets kind of out of the way first. So top of your mind, you're talking about your holiday, and one of the things that you may or may not have realized about your holiday is that you grew as a person, you experienced new emotional things, and that holiday, while you were just there going, oh yeah, this was a great holiday, it's actually changed you. Yeah. For the better. And now we're kind of getting to the next layer, the next layer, the next layer. The next layer is there's something going on in your work life. It's going to be very new, but it may not be what it seems. Not that the project is going to be, there's going to be people, little forces at work, little backstabbers.
Okay, I can see that being potential. I feel like in this industry, like it is a bitchy industry, like, which I would like to think is not. At the start, I was very much like, oh, everyone's my friend, and everyone's so nice. But are they? Like, does everyone want you to do well? No, everyone wants themselves to do well. Do you know? So... yeah.
Whatever happened to sisterhood?
Oh, out the window.
How'd you take care of yourself during those times? Because I'd say that could get quite hard. And quite Nine of Pentacles, lonely vibes.
I feel like I vent to people that have no interest in social media.
That's good.
That's the best thing to do. Because like say my best friend Clodagh, she would never want to be an influencer. My boyfriend would never want to be an influencer. And they can see everything from the outside. Do you get me? Sometimes obviously like speaking to my parents, yeah, it helps. But they obviously are like, they're kind of like momagers. They want me to do well, and they want, you know, I'm the best in their eyes. So it's sometimes not the best.
The biased, yeah, they're kind of going to tell you not even what you want to hear. They're going to tell you exactly what you don't want to hear,
and what they believe to be true. Do you know? And they're great and they're supportive.
Special little princess.
Yeah, and you're better than everyone, and you're this and you're that. Sometimes you need to just chat to people that have no interest in being an influencer because there's no jealousy, there's no rivalry. They're not trying to do what you're doing. They're not trying to get anything from you. So that's probably how I deal with that.
That's good. That's good. So listen, come here. What's coming up? What can I help you with?
I feel like I want to ask you about like we've been joking about award stuff, but this year I'm like, is there anything coming? Am I getting anything? Am I nominated? Like,
JNLRs are coming up. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, do you know what? Right. Hang on. Okay. So you may pass the cards back this one. Okay. Right, okay. So these are basically, they're fortune teller cards. They're basically the card equivalent of a magic 8-ball. You give it a good shake and then it tells you like, yes, no. So, right. So we'll go simply, right? Will Kasey Campion be nominated for any awards in the next 3 months? Of course. Okay. This is a nomination. We're
not going with a win, guys. We've got a nomination in the bag. It said, of course.
Of course. Will Kasey win the award? Never.
Well, am I surprised? No. My God.
Never.
almighty
Oh
tonight.
my God. Okay, so will you win any awards? Will you be nominated for awards? So yes, always the nominee, never the having to stagger up on stage and pretend to be so pleased for your
I'll be
peers.
practicing my gracious loss. But look, at least we could have a nomination there.
At least we could have a nomination. Now listen, if there's nothing else immediately pressing, what I'd like to do is I'd like to close off the reading with a little oracle card read.
Okay.
So where this stuff, it's a little less cruel than the fortune telling cards.
Than the never.
And a little less wishy-washy than the tarot card. So come here,
Okay.
right? It's basically like a tweet, whereas this is like a long-form Reddit post.
Okay.
So listen, I'm going to shuffle poorly because I have small chimpanzees, and you let me know, and heavy rings. You let me know when to stop shuffling. And this is your immediate advice to carry with you for the day while you mull over everything else.
Okay. Stop.
Okay. Blue moon, now is a powerful time to set long-term goals and sow seeds for the future.
Okay.
So whatever you're doing at the mall, now is the time to keep doing it. Now is not the time to rest on your laurels. Now is not the time to hand your power over to anyone else or let them make the decisions for you. Now is not the time to go, oh my God, I'm Kasey Campion. I'm the big dog, shit, bollocks, whatever it is. I am great.
I say that a lot.
No, but now is not the time to go, I'm the biggest fish in the pond. There's always going to be another megalodon with Jason Statham chasing after it. And you're going to have to be like, oh, no.
Be better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm better than Jason Statham. That's what you have to be
Okay,
like.
I can do that.
So
I can
that's
do
what
that.
we have to do. So listen, I'm going to cleanse off the reading, okay?
Okay.
So this is very magical.
Okay, guys, you're gonna
Always
see,
cleanse responsibly.
You're gonna see aura rings flying around the room. If you're watching on YouTube,
There'll be like just a little halo on the wings sprouting
It's
up
mad. I
behind
feel like all
Kasey.
my readings have been so different. Oh, we've got a little.
What's been your favourite one?
Oh God, I don't know. It's hard to know. Obviously, the one with all the decisions wasn't my favorite because I knew it was like, oh God, sort your life out here. Maybe the one after that, even though I don't really remember what you said, but I just remember it made sense. at the
Oh,
time.
that was the one where I thought you were practicing your Love Island audition on me. It was when you were so in your head, because a lot of them are quite work orientated because you're a very ambitious, driven young woman who has a lot of work orientated things. But this one was literally like I could almost feel your energy. It was like, electrical pulses. I was there like, she needs to just let this man love her and let these defenses down, because you were all like, I really like him, but what should I do? And I'm like, let him.
Yeah,
love
because for
you.
like some of the readings, this was going on, but I was so work focused that it wouldn't even come up, or if it did, it'd be like one card, and I'd just be like, I didn't even want to talk about it. But yeah,
Cleanse you for good measure while I'm
I
at it.
need it all. Give me the holy water.
Power of algorithms compels
Oh
you.
yeah, give me no more shadow bans, guys.
Woo.
So am I red? What you'd call
You
me?
have been read for filth, darling.
I've been left on red. Well,
you've
Lisa,
been left
thank
on
you
red.
so much. Why don't we give you a little shout out? Where can people find you?
So basically, I do everything primarily on Instagram. It's mostly done online through @LisaHarrisTarot on Instagram. I also have various websites and different pages that can be found through the link on bio in my Instagram, but everything's kind of done on Instagram. But then I will also be at the Mind Body Experience in the RDS for 3 days, the 27th, 28th of February and the 1st of March. And also at the Asafel Cabaret in Fibber McGee's on Thursday, 26th of February. So yes, and then there's some huge events booked throughout the year that I can't speak about just yet.
Okay. She doesn't want to give any negative energy to them yet.
I'm embargoed because
Okay.
they haven't been announced yet.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well,
so
guys,
big year.
Obviously, I'll be tagging Lisa and everything. And yeah, you've got a little insight into my brain there. Thank you so much for coming on. I will be back after the break with another special guest. Welcome back, people. We are joined once again by none other than Steve. Welcome back, Steve.
Hey, buddy.
They feel like you're like the resident guest now.
That's kind of nice. I like it. I like it.
It like breaks up the day a bit, you know?
Yeah, it does for me too.
Yeah. And also, guys, I got a voice note from Miriam yesterday, Miriam Mullins.
Yes.
And she was like, oh my God, I was listening to your podcast. And Steve, I didn't know this. Steve kept this on the DL. Steve was on the radio for like 20 years.
Yeah, I was based in Cork from in the noughties and the tens. And Miriam knew me from listening to me on the radio
'cause
on
Miriam's
Cork's
from Cork.
96 FM.
Crazy.
Cork Kickaboo.
And the minute I opened the voice note, Steve was behind me and I was like, is she talking about Steve? I was like, what? So yeah, shout out to Miriam if you're listening. But we're back to talk about more Love Island. I didn't watch last night, so you may have to fill me in.
I will.
So Steve came with printed out notes, so I'm just going to let you take the lead, Steve. Hit me. What do you got?
The toughest thing for me right now is poor old Jack.
You think?
Yeah, you know what? He had a great opportunity. He went to Villa USA, hooking up with 3 girls.
3 girls.
You know, doing really, really well. But I think he was kind of like a kid in a candy shop, and he screwed up. And this turned up last night.
Did it? Okay, just tell me.
Yeah. So anyway, they had a recoupling last night.
Oh, did they?
Yes. Yeah. And it was very, very good. So before we get to the recoupling,
Okay.
what about? Sorry, I have to check my notes. Check my notes here. Oh yeah. Belle.
Oh,
Belle and Sean.
My God, there has been war. What do you like? Do you think Belle's overreacting, or what do you think?
You know, I kind of did. It's a funny one because it is Love Island.
Yes.
Right. So Belle was away on Villa USA for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean's there with Lucinda, and they're just kind of hanging out and chatting over a couple days. But by day 3, they knew that something was happening.
Yes.
While that's going on, there's Belle in Villa USA saying, "I'm dedicated to Sean. I'm not going to leave Sean." You know?
Yeah.
So then she comes back and Sean has left her for Lucinda. And I think that she was so focused on Sean is the guy and I really need to be loyal to Sean. And so when she gets back and Sean's said, "Listen, I've decided to hook up with Lucinda," she just blew up.
She went crazy. But I just think like it's kind of strange that Sean and Lucinda, like I thought Sean would have been like, "Look, I'm still going to get to know Belle, still get to know Lucinda," but they're very much like, "Oh no, we're together now and we're in love," and it's like them against the rest of the villa.
Yes.
It's a bit mad.
Yeah. Now I think over the last 2 days, a little bit better. I think Belle, I think the tough thing is that she was so focused on Sean that when she got there, it just totally threw her off.
Yeah.
And she just could not stop saying, it was so funny because anytime Lucinda approached her, just say to me, "Steve." No.
Do you want to chat?
No.
Do you want to go to the daybed?
No.
Yeah, and she was like, I feel like if a boy spoke to a girl the way she spoke to Sean, there'd be trouble. She was screaming, and I'm like, it's Love Island. Like, what do you expect? This is the shit that happens in there.
I mean, I felt it for her. Obviously, she really feels something for Sean.
Yeah.
But man, it was great TV.
It was great. I personally think this is one of the worst seasons of All Stars.
Yeah.
But this has kind of kicked it off a bit. Do you think, like, obviously none of them like Lucinda. Do you think she is doing all this just for the screen time, or do you think she actually likes Sean?
You know, I think she does. I think Tommy, who she was with before he went over to Villa USA, I think they were kind of getting on, but there wasn't really that spark with Tom.
No.
Tom is really into Lucinda. Like he really, really
Yeah.
was. And that's the tough thing was he said to Sean, he said, "Oh man, you know, I'm really into her."
Yeah.
And then he goes away and then his best mate picks up on Lucinda.
They're meant to be besties, like.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that I think she just wasn't really into Tommy. And I think her and Sean have clicked. They had those, you know, good chats over the couple days. The villa was quiet.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And I think there is something there. I think if Lucinda leaves Sean, it'll hit the fan.
It'll look really
Like
bad.
she cannot do that now.
No.
She's got to be with him. Whoever comes in, another bombshell comes in, like she has got to stick with Sean at this stage,
Yeah.
you know?
As much as people don't like Lucinda, okay, she's great television. Maybe she's not the most girls girl ever, but I don't think she's doing anything majorly wrong.
No.
Like she's just chatting to all the lads, and like Sammy gave her such a hard time. Sammy was like, "Oh well, if I was you, I never would have done that, and I never would have chatted." And I'm like, it's Love Island.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
Love
I
Island.
think, you know, she came in, she took Kieran, who was with Sammy, and there was this little triangle going on for a little bit.
Yeah.
So Sam's not too crazy about that.
No.
But no, I think Lucinda, she's spicy and she's moving around.
Yeah.
But I think the connection between her and Sean, I think it is real. I think it's a real thing. And I do. I mean, I felt it for Belle. But now with the recoupling,
Okay.
Belle is back with Jack.
Wait, what?
It was a crazy recoupling.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. So what? So Jack didn't end up with any of the Americans.
No.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, and
Christ.
that was Sean's reaction too. Oh, I can't believe this. So anyway, they have a recoupling. The Americans pick first. The folks from USA pick first. And everybody picked who you thought. I love Millie and Zach right now.
I was waiting to bring them up. I love them.
I know.
They seem like really happy. I love them together.
Yeah. And you know what? I think, what Millie's been through with what's his name? Charlie, and also with Curtis.
Oh, don't even talk about it.
I think she's handled that so well that I still think she's a possible winner.
Yeah, she seems so like smitten, like she's so happy with that. Yeah,
they were great together.
Yeah.
So who you expected to couple up, and then our old buddy Whitney has a new partner.
Yes, they're happy.
Yaman,
I think.
And they're really buzzing.
Yeah.
So there's some really good couples. So all the couples picked, and except for Cher,
yes,
the American Cher. So she comes, and who does she pick? Scott.
She didn't.
Yes.
Oh my God, she didn't.
Now, did you see where Scott made her a coffee? Did you see that?
I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah. Okay. So they come back, and they must be there 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I think day 2, Cher pulls Scott for a chat.
Yes, remember
and he
this.
said, I am open to. So anyway, the next morning, he makes her a coffee. And then she pulls him for another chat. And poor Leanne now.
I know.
And I really like Leanne. And Leanne.
She doesn't give us much, though.
No.
But she's like, they were cute together. They seem fairly set on each other.
So Leanne's like, what's going on? He's like, we're just chatting. Well, obviously, Cher, being the bombshell, said, Scott, it's you and me.
Oh, my God. I'm shocked.
So the last two standing were Leanne and Belle.
Right.
Last two standing. So who's going to take Belle? And the last two guys were Tommy and Jack. So Jack is like, well, we were in a friendship couple before. Let's gossip. Let's get together. So now it's Jack and Belle, and then Tommy and Leanne are together. Jesus. And those were the last two chosen for the for the recoupling. How
did Jack fumble so hard? Like 3 girls.
Yeah, I think what happened was he played the 3 girls. I'm gonna hang out with you for a little bit, and then I'm gonna hang out with you, and I'm gonna hang out with you. And he needed to put his eggs all in one basket. He had to do that.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that. And I think all the girls were thinking, this guy's a little bit of a player, and they just skipped them. They skipped over.
Well, realistically, if I had to predict it right now, I would say that obviously Scott's going to go back to Leanne. So that might leave Cher open for Jack to jump back in there.
Right.
Do you think?
I don't think Leanne is going to take him back.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's a bit pissed off with this whole thing.
But it wasn't his choice though, Scott's choice.
It wasn't his choice, but it was interesting because Cher pulled him for a chat. Right? And they were chatting away. And then when Scott got back together with Leanne was like, what's going on over there? Scott is always, it was her fault. It has nothing to do with me. It's all her, Whereas he should be saying, Leanne, I understand how you're feeling. We're just chatting. Nothing's going on. But he never reassured her.
Yeah, I just don't think he should even be chatting in the first place. Because I'm like, you were basically locked off. Like, do you know?
Yeah.
What's the point of just like throwing a spanner in the works for a couple of chats? Like,
yeah. So, but then maybe Scott wasn't really into Leanne at the end. Because they've been together for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So is 2 weeks too long?
You never know. Guys, It's too much drama for me. I think we'll check in again next week. Steve, you're going to come back?
You got it, buddy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Boom.
Right, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, people, we are back. It is time for our best case scenario segment. So this means we're giving the listeners our best case scenario for their problem. And I feel like Lisa's going to be good at this. After all that advice I'm after getting. Okay, so first one, I haven't even read this yet, so we'll just see what it's giving. Recently, all my friends have been leaving me out and I don't know how to address them as some of them are on the spectrum. But I found out at Christmas that they have a group chat without me. They all did Secret Santa and went ice skating and I didn't get an invite to any of it. They then went drinking in one of the lads' houses that's in the group chat and they were snapping me when they got there. I got my best friend tickets to see Kesha in July for his Christmas present and he said he wasn't giving me a Christmas present and that he'd give me a birthday present, which isn't for another 2 weeks. I don't know what to do because if I cut them off, I'll be a loner. Any advice greatly appreciated.
Well, can I just say, is this a young man or a young woman?
Young woman.
A young woman. Darling, you don't have a group of friends. You have a group of people you're stalking.
Lisa.
I'm so sorry.
What? But like, if she's in the group of friends, why would they be doing stuff without her?
Because she's not a friend. She's a hanger-on.
Do you think?
We all have friends like that when we're young, and our boundaries are a bit flexible and we don't really understand the dynamics. Like, do we have any insight into how they even became friends? Like, are they just pals from school? Because you know the way you're friends with someone and you'd never be friends? And you'd never be friends with them except for like, because you knew them from your road.
I know. See, I think personally, like, if you saw these people as your friends, maybe they didn't see you as their friend, you don't want to be treated like this. But then again, if she's getting them tickets to Kesha, that's given like friends. Do you know what I
She
mean?
can be my friend if she wants, because I'd love someone to get me tickets to Kesha.
You don't buy someone tickets to a concert if you're not close friends. Like, surely they're expensive. I think, like, is there a point of even calling it out? Because I would not want to be friends with people that are doing this. Like, they're doing Secret Santa without you. Like, you know.
Here's a good thing that I learned years ago, because I was actually kind of in a similar situation, actually almost identical a few years ago. And there's a great phrase I learned is give the gift of absence to those who don't deserve your presence. So what this person should do is kind of withdraw a little bit and just see how they respond. If they suddenly come out of the woodwork, then and saying, where are you? We miss you. Then I'd engage with them in a conversation. Well, look, this is what you're doing and how you make me feel. But if they just let her go and never think of her again, out of sight, out of mind, then honestly,
let them. Because I only ever bring up issues with friends if I want to resolve it. If I feel like I'm done with a friend, why would I bother hashing all this shit out for no reason? But I would not want to be friends with people that are leaving me out of group chats, organising Secret Santa without me, going ice skating, sending me Snapchats while they're all together.
Oh, that's. See, I was fine with it. Not fine with it, but I was okay with it to a point, because I thought maybe they just don't see her as much of a friend as they see the others. But then the fact they're deliberately, like, that's shady.
Yeah,
like,
no.
that's shady. That's intentional.
I think do what Lisa said, back away slowly, see if they make any effort to be like, where are you going, what are you doing, and then call them out on all this stuff. But I just don't think they're your friends, to be honest. And you're saying that you'll be a loner if you cut them off. I'd rather be a loner than friends of freaks like that.
Kind of sounds like they're a loner already. And there's actually, I can hand on heart do this, because the older I get, the less friends I have and the happier I am.
Me too.
Because you're the most popular girl in the world. What are you talking about?
Oh, I just stopped.
God, no, you know, the quality of your friends improves. And once you start editing people out of your life, like, you'll be so much happier, because when those people are out of your life, you're not thinking about them and what they're doing without you. You're thinking about, oh, look at me, I'm watching my Netflix, I'm having a really nice night, or I'm going out and doing something new. Because nature abhors a vacuum. Once you get rid of them, something new is going to come along.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what we think. Okay, guys, dilemma number 2. Help. I'm still not over my ex. This guy dumped me over a text a day after I had surgery. Well, trash, first of all. 4 months ago, but I still want him back. He wanted to be friends and I said no, but I've since texted him saying yes, and he's now not replying. Girls, how do I either get him back or get over him?
I get asked this question a lot from the girls in my DMs asking for tarot reads. This is a very common situation. And he doesn't want you as a friend. He wants you as a backup, because he's got main character syndrome, and he just wants to know that he can go back to you if he ever needs to.
Yeah, like for breaking up over text, like seriously, like come on. The day after you've had surgery, that should be the day he's coming over with flowers. Do you know what I mean? And then he wants to be friends. You said no. And now you've
boundaries,
gone back,
queen. Yeah. Boundaries, respect.
Now you've gone back to say yes, which I don't think you should have done. And now he's not replying. He is trash. He unfortunately wants nothing got to do with you. And you shouldn't want anything got to do with him. I think I checked your account. I think it says you're 27. Girl, you do not need childish boys at the age of 27. You need a man.
That's like something one of those really sleazy bombshells from Love Island would do. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Like, oh,
someone with a fade cut.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off fully, but we can still be friends. AKA, I can text you at 2 a.m. and ask you to come over.
Hey, you up?
Yeah, no, I think that, it's so cliche, and I feel like I always say this recently, because I am treated so well now. When I hear anything other than that, I'm like, no, actual bin. You don't want someone that's breaking up with you over text, coming and going whether they want to be with you or not, like not replying to your messages. Absolutely not.
No, all he's doing is he's orbiting. All he's doing is making sure that you still think of him. He won't, while he's not thinking of you. That is it, beginning and middle and end. He's a little orbiter, like get in your spaceship and fly away.
Yeah, weirdo. Let him be with someone else, I personally think, and let them deal with the carnage. Well, guys, thank you so much for your dilemmas. Make sure you send more to onthekasepod@gmail.com. If they're long, you can send them in on Instagram or TikTok. Message me personally, whatever you want. Even send them to Paul. But they're getting better, guys. I asked you for more juicy ones, and I feel like they're finally coming. And also, huge thanks to Lisa for coming in. How'd you find it?
I found this dazzling. Your aura was most enjoyable, like a little spice bag with some curry sauce on the side and a can of Coke Zero.
There you go, people. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week on Wednesday. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Okay, bye. On the Kase is an Onic original podcast hosted by me, Kasey Campion. Audio and visual design by Stephen King O'Farrell and Connor Daly. Developed and produced by series producer Paul McGregor. Executive producers Sasha Hamrogue. New episodes of On the Kase come out every Wednesday on all podcast platforms, and you can watch full episodes on YouTube. Thanks for listening. This is an Onic original podcast.